Open data is now the dominant movement within data enthusiasts, just as open source was in software enthusiasts 20 years ago. And it has made tremendous progress.
Kind of support the human stories with data. I can tell you that having the data in one place will be like a huge boon.
The framework, sustainability and support for open data platforms, which by itself, I guess, raises the obvious question, where does support, specifically in the form of funding, come in from?
We have representatives from 6 open data platform initiatives in India who would be presenting their portals, followed by a discussion.
Many people in the business community who we thought may not be so much interested in a lot of the stories we do around, say, health, demographics, education, and so on. But when we speak to them for other stories, we do find that they do read those stories.
A journalist who's trying to do a health story in the times of the pandemic and wants to use NFHS data, I mean, the amount of time they'll take to even put data together is humongous.
There are stories that can be served better with data, visualization and journalism. You just look at gender pay gap, for example, right? And then there are lots of such issues. So I think there is also a need to look for great stories to connect with communities and people who care for them.
How will artificial intelligence influence data journalism, or are we running before we give people to walk?
It's really nice that we think that in 2020 we are talking about open data in India, because this is usually a topic that gets unnoticed and doesn't get too much priority in the country.
Fisheries is actually a huge business in India, so it employs more than 14 million Indians, both in catching the fish and then the whole market around it. It's worth more than $6 billion. It covers all the 9 coastal states of our country and more than 4,000 villages there.
So there are 2 businesses. One doesn't want to share the data. They pay a lot of money to data brokers to gain insight. Follow traditional approach to product development, they are 100% control freak. There's another set of business who believe in data sharing, act as both producer and consumer of data.
Nobel Prize winning economist Paul Brummer. And I was really looking forward to it. I dressed up in sort of an iron shirt after a very long time, and was all set up to go through, and he kind of put me off. He kind of had me by surprise initially by asking me, so I have a technical question for you. And I was really scared out of my wits. What is a Nobel Prize economist's technical question look like? And exactly while I was pondering over it, I realized that I had forgot to shut the door of the room. And my 3-year-old son walks in with his pant in his hand and he says, "Papa, can you put this on me?"
Over the years, we've been really going down our path of creating, whether it's SQL on Linux and then finally GitHub acquisition that landed 2018-2019.
I'm not sure whether it doesn't get enough coverage or it doesn't get the kind of coverage that it should get. What do you think is the problem in your view? Is it the amount of coverage or is it the kind of coverage?
The criticism, where it is, only reflects our greater understanding and need and demand for more data and more better data and more trustworthy data. Now, each of these are fairly loaded terms in that sense, because the moment the word trust comes up, a lot of people immediately are on alert.
I want to close today's deliberations and with a promise that we will do it every year. And I hope that we will come back again next year with more stories, of course, with more people and with better collaboration.